All right, so let us start. So we are here to see RK-Sys Platinum. So before we even go there, let me introduce myself in case I know you are not familiar with me. Want to do myself first here. Oh, so that's me. Yeah, except it's not me. That's not me. I'm not sure where they found this guy, but no, because I get this question sometimes, is that me? It is not me. For one thing, I'm probably 20 years older at least than this young man over here. Um, and no, it's not me, but I guess, they uh, needed to have a picture to go with the name, so we can pretend. But this is my name. And I think in the next one they have, oh, look, now this is all about me. Yeah, okay. So for those of you who never seen me, who don't know me, my name is James Buchman. I am a former New York City Department of Education school supervisor, and trading became my second career after I was fortunate enough to meet some very smart people. My school was located about a mile away, probably less than a mile away from the financial district. Wall Street, of course, and I met some very brilliant people who, for whatever reason, took the time and taught me a lot of very valuable stuff that later on I kind of adjusted to suit my own style. And yeah, that was about 16 years ago. And then I had my journey, and I did the same thing everyone else does. But because I had a fairly, I guess, solid background, again, because of the people I met, it was a fairly short period of time of falling on my face. But no, I did have period of time where I was falling on my face. And I got involved with prop firms, and when I started, it's not like now, there was 90% off every day. At the time, there were pretty much just two prop firms, and yeah, there were no discounts. And so I grew my accounts the hard way, over time, slowly and patiently. Um, so since then, about a little over a year ago, I opened up Discord group. We started in Telegram, actually, where I just began to share with group members levels. I trade based on levels, based on my understanding of what particular market wants to do. I share these levels with my group. You can email me. This is my email. You can go to my website, and from there is a link to Discord. Um, uh, if you want to try something perhaps a bit different than what you are used to. So if you did not watch my videos, if you never saw my webinars, I am a trader. I trade. That's what I do. I am not a software developer. Don't ask me anything that has to do with coding or anything that has to do with technology, because yeah. So I know nothing about coding. I am not a software developer. I am not a guru. Okay. What I do is I trade. So in my presentations, I use funded accounts. I use, and you're going to see PA. Now, not every prop firms has a PA to start their funded account, to identify an account as a funded account. But I know that most of you are familiar with the two major, I guess, prop firms. They both start with PA. So I figured that all of you can recognize that I'm trading funded accounts. I chose those. I do have other prop firm accounts that don't start with PA, but now why is it important to me? Because it's important for me that you understand that I'm not just talking about a system or an indicator or an approach that I myself cannot trade. Because if I cannot be successful at something, then who am I to tell you to give it a shot? So what you will not see with me are back testing results. You're not going to see market replay. You're not going to see sim accounts, and you're not even going to see evaluation accounts, because let's face it, nowadays an evaluation account can cost $20. All right, so that's not serious. My point is, I am putting my money at risk. Now, even though prop money is not my money, but since all my accounts are well above the trailing threshold, if I lose money, this is money I cannot take out. So yes, in that sense, it is my money that I am risking, and it's the only way that I will show you anything of value. If I cannot be successful at it, I would not promote it. So now that we said all that, let's talk about RK-Sys Platinum. So RK-Sys Platinum is the first system that I made a video of for NINZA. I started with Rev Out, which was just an indicator, but RK-Sys Platinum is an actual system. It is filtering itself. What makes it so efficient is its ability to filter its own signals. So when you first look at it, you say, well, isn't it just a moving average? Well, it's not just a moving average. It is a moving average combined with both vertical and horizontal filtering systems. Backtesting. I'll forget backtesting. Not doing backtesting. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry about that. I don't enjoy backtesting. Let me tell you just a few words about backtesting. And because I'm sure you've been to other webinars, and they all show you these beautiful, I don't know, a curve going up. If you've been trading for more than 5 minutes, you know that there is no way to accurately replicate real-time market conditions and situations with backtesting. You're not going to get the same fills. You're not going to get the same slippage. So to me, backtesting is fine, and you can look at it and say, no, it's great. But what I do is I show actual real-time results, and we will see charts. So the way this is going to break down is we're going to see charts. First, I'll talk about the indicator real fast. But then I think to really explain what this is, we need to look at charts from today. So I'm not cherry picking some beautiful day. Today, actually, the first couple of hours were very choppy in a lot of markets. So I'm just speaking from today. I'm going to show you results from today. So RK-Sys Platinum is a system. It is based on a moving average that you can customize. Then it has a whole army of ways to filter signals. And if you see here, it says version 4, because they kept improving it. And the results now that the system has, and you're going to see it in charts from today, is the signals are super accurate, and that is based on this system's ability to filter trending markets. Because, okay, so you can have a trending market, right? And then there is a pullback. How do you know if it's just a pullback, let's say in an uptrend, or it's an outright reversal, and you should not be taking longs anymore? That's what it does. It has an ability to filter and identify within a certain degree of probability, of course, that a move is it just a pullback, in this case you want to keep going with the trend upon confirmation, or is it an outright reversal? So it has an ability to do that, and it's pretty cool. Okay. So again, there is the trend, and then there are pullbacks. It is trending those pullbacks as long as these pullbacks are not too deep. Once the pullbacks get too deep, the system identifies that it might not be a pullback, but an actual reversal. That is pretty unique. That is pretty unique. So then it would actually forego, let's say, another long signal and now start looking for shorts. So stuff like this kinds of setups actually happen in real time, and that is when you see it happen in real time, it's fairly amazing. I forgot just to mention. Let me get through with the presentation because I tend to go on tangents, and then I'm going to answer all your questions at the end. If somehow I missed your question, again, you're going to have my email and you can email me. Also, again, I just want to get this out of the way because then I will forget. Make sure you stay to the end because the offer that NINZA is going to make here is going to be pretty amazing. And the problem is they only made 15 licenses available for the amazing price they're going to offer it at. So stay tuned. Normally for these webinars, they do like 35 licenses. This time it's only 15 because of the deal they're going to offer. So just stay to the end. We will get to the chart soon. I will not keep you here too long. So yeah, they completely upgraded the quality of their signals because they increased in the settings the different options that you can customize. And then so you can really dial in whatever market you are trading, the volatility within that market to make, for example, if you take a look over here, right, there is no signal here. You see this? Why isn't there a signal here, for example? Because the system is looking for a deeper pullback. Again, this is something that actually happens in real time when you are watching the system. It's not just some a screenshot of something that never happens. This actually happens where there is a move, but then there is still no signal because the system is expecting a deeper pullback so you can get a better price on the move. Again, ninZa improved a lot of different options for you to customize it and really nail it pretty good here. So yeah, we talked about the quality upgrade of the signals. I'm going to answer this question right now. I know this will come up. Which bar type is better, King Renko or ninZaFamily? I can tell you this just from my experience. RK system, I even worked it on regular range bars on some charts. But I can tell you, King Renko bar is more precise from my experience. The King Renko bar is more precise than any other bar that I experimented with. Does this mean if you don't have it, you cannot trade the system? You can. What I am saying is, if you want more accuracy, the King Renko is a superior bar, not only for this system, but in general. It's just the way they constructed this bar. It is more accurate in real time trading. Again, I'm not talking about backtesting. In real time trading, this bar is a lot easier to work with and gives more precise signals. So again, we see here an example of what I was talking about. Here is a very sharp move higher. And then there was a retracement, but there was no long signal here. And that is, again, because the system is looking for a deeper pullback. That is unique. However they came up with it, and again, I know nothing about coding, however they came up with it, that is unique. Because even in an uptrend, if you take a long in a wrong location, you could get stopped out and then watch the market go your way anyway. How many times did that happen to you, right? But if a system knows that a deeper pullback is required, and I should not use the word knows, obviously it doesn't know, but if however they coded it calls for a deeper pullback, now you have a much higher probability trade. And in trading, it's all about probability. No one knows where price is going to go, right? It's just all a matter of probability. Okay, let's go to right. So it's two kinds of filter. Well, two types of filters, I guess, horizontal and vertical filters, and it's all part of the customization that is available. And it just a matter of what kind of a pullback? Because again, just because there is a trend up doesn't mean you can just take along. You should wait for a retracement, and that retracement has to be meaningful for a trade to have a high probability of success. So again, they're just talking about different upgrades here. So um, again, it's kind of hard to see here, but the locations of the signals is what makes the system so unique. Plenty of indicators, plenty of systems will be able to identify a trend, but that by itself is just not enough. Just because you can clearly, even without any indicator, you can, most of the time, if you have some experience, you can identify a trend. That by itself is not a big thing, but where do you enter a trade? If it's a downtrend, are you going to take a short here? Where do you know where to take that short? Well, this system shows you if a pullback is enough of a pullback, and again, we're going to see this in real charts. If this is enough of a pullback, then a signal will appear. So this is an example of a downtrend, example of an uptrend. Now, let me cover a point, because obviously, you know, the screenshots they show you are ideal, right? Because that's how it is. Obviously, in real time, you will have signals that would not be profitable. That is just a given. Nothing is 100%. We all understand that, of course. And when you trade in general, the goal is not to try and hit 100%. There is nothing 100%. Not with me, not with anyone. It's just a matter of probability. Can you hit, let's say, a 70% positive outcome? And when you will see the charts that I'm going to show you, you're going to easily see 70+% of signals that end up having a positive result. There is another issue here, and that is, what do you consider, for example, a positive result? And that would depend on the time frame that you are dealing with, right? If you're doing a King's Renko, let's say, I don't know, a 12-4 King's Renko, that's let's say on the NASDAQ, that's a pretty small time frame. You have to be realistic, and your targets should reflect the time frame you are working with. If you're in a very small time frame on something like the NASDAQ, you should be happy with 5, 6, 7 points in profit. Points, not ticks, points, right? On the other hand, if you're working with a 15-minute chart, you should definitely look more than 5 or 6 or 7 points, right? So your target must be relative to the time frame that you are working with. Some, especially new traders, sometimes have unrealistic expectations where they want to enter in a very small time frame and just stay in the move. Well, normally it doesn't really pan out too well. But on a smaller time frame, you should be having realistic targets. So Yeah, we're gonna cover that a bit later too. Again, it's talking about the idea of a pullback. Even in a downtrend, you are still waiting for pullbacks, and those pullbacks are determined by you in the settings what you would consider to be a decent pullback. Now, here is a question that will come up, but how do I know, right? How do I know? I get these emails all the time. How do I know? Can you tell me? There is no formula for that. So what I do when I'm getting ready for a webinar or just making a video, what I do is I load up 2, 3, 4 recent trading days, and I start playing with bar brick size, right? Because for the most part now I use the King Renko bar. So I start playing with brick size and I start playing with the settings. Am I looking for 100%? No, because there is no such thing as 100%. But again, if I can hit 70, 75% positive outcomes in the signals that I see, that's what I want. Now, I think actually I had next to no changes, I think, on most charts in the charts that I'm going to show you, because out of the box, the system is so robust that hardly anything is needed. But again, if you want to dial it in, it is possible. If you want to go above 70%, 75, 80, 85%, if you want to try and shoot for that, then yes, you will need to customize certain parameters to reflect the market you are dealing with, right? Because let's face it, the NASDAQ is very different than gold, for example, very different markets. You would need different settings to be fully effective. So just more examples of different, and of course, as far as the interface, the parameters, yes, it might take you some time to really understand what each one is doing, and the best way to learn that is to just, again, you sit with a chart and you work with it. And I believe it is better, much better than someone simply giving it to you, because market conditions change all the time. Not only, by the way, from day to day sometimes, but even within the same day. The Nasdaq, for example, because in my room we mainly trade the S&P and the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq between 9:30, let's say, and 10:30 Eastern, the first 60 minutes of trading, very often is a very different market than it is between, say, 11:30 and 1 o'clock. It's just the way it behaves is differently. I actually have different charts, one that I use for the first hour, hour and a half of trading, and then the other when, if I still, for whatever reason, if I fall on my head and I try to trade between 11:30 and 1, which normally I do not, because I just think it's a waste of time. But if for whatever reason, if I'm making a video or whatever reason, I'm still trading at 11:30, I actually have a different chart because the market very often behaves differently. You cannot separate it. I said this before, right? The market is not there to adjust to your indicator or your style of trading. Your indicator or your style of trading must adjust to the market. Once you really understand that, once it becomes part of you, you truly get it, everything will become much easier. In any case, oops, there was no no deal yet. The deal will come a little later. Sorry, guys. No, not now. Okay, product demonstration, my favorite part. Okay, let's look at some charts. Let's look at some charts. So, of course, everyone wants the NASDAQ first, I think. NASDAQ, S&P. So we're going to look at the NASDAQ first. I do have the Russell. I have gold. I have oil. We will look at all that. But first, let's look at this. Let me know if you guys can see now a chart. You should be able to see a chart. Okay, so this is 9:30. So let me first kind of go over my trading plan when it comes to this system. Let me stop again here. Each one of you should have a trading plan. I'm telling you, you're wasting your time if you're saying it's in my head. No, 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 no. You must have a written trading plan that includes what does your entry look like, money management, daily target, times you trade, instrument you trade, all of that stuff. So when it comes to RK System Platinum, I have a few rules. My rule is I take the first signal in a given direction. First signal in a given direction. That is, I think, 7 out of 10 times the best signal. Am I saying that the following are not profitable? That's not what I'm saying. But I did find over time that probability of success goes lower as there are more and more signals in the same direction. So I like the first one, first signal. That's in my trading plan. I take the first signal. So let me just, this is way before, obviously, I'm not going to trade here, but I want to show some, also, I don't see one here, but we will see it later. I don't take, sometimes there are, for example, long signals below this dotted line. I don't take those. I don't take long signals below the line. I don't take short signals above the line. And by the way, a lot of them end up working out just fine. But again, just from my observation, those trades have slightly smaller probability of working out. Understand, this system is so robust, you're way above 50% anyway, just without anything. You're over 50% for sure. But there is still a difference between maybe 60% and 75%, right? So I much rather go for the higher probability. So this is the open. This is the first signal. This is the first short. It is below the dotted line, and this is enough for a scalp. Oh, I forgot. So you can see here, this is a PA account. This is a PA account. This is the total that I had from all the markets I traded. I missed most of the trades. I missed most of the signals because I'm running a room. I'm trading other accounts. Everyone here could have done better than I did today. This is not to show off. This is just to show you that I'm trading an account that makes a difference. This is not some sim account. But I am not bragging because you're going to see the signals. All of you, if you guys can focus more than I can, should have done better than this trading RK System Platinum. In any case, this is a scalp. So again, looking at the time frame I'm dealing with, I'm going to get 4, 5, 6 points. That's it. That's all I want. Is more available sometimes? Sure. But there are so many opportunities. Why try and like, get in a trade and then it goes in your favor, then it goes against you? Take and go. So this is the first short, a winner, a long, a winner. Again, first one only. I ignore the second. I go for the first ones. Short, that was a winner. Here is a good example. You see this? I don't take these. I don't take these. These are below this dotted line. I don't take this. This actually is a good example here. Why not? I found over time that, now take a look at these two, keep them in mind, and let me show you again this, for example. Do you see the difference? This is a good one, right? This, not so much. This one for sure not. Even though this one probably had enough of a scalp, I don't like these, and I don't take them. I don't have to. There are so many opportunities. I can get the signals I want. It was a short. enough for a scalp. Now, you see here, that's what I was talking about before. This looks like a trend up. We have a blue background here. And the system recognizes that this is not a pullback. This is an outright reversal. There is no long signal here. No long signal. This is not a pullback, the system is saying. This is a reversal, no long trade. Instead, you get a short trade that scores. Took some heat, and again, depending where your stop is, I don't know your trading plan, depending where your stop is, maybe you got stopped here. Then there was a second one. Definitely made that one up. Here is a long. Again, first signal. How many losing trades did we have so far? None, by the way. And again, I'm not saying there are no losing signals. I'm saying you are well over 60, 70% here. There is no 100%. Forget that. Here is a long. Now, another thing that should be part of your trading plan is when do you stop? How much are you looking to make? And don't say I want to trade one E-mini and I want to make 3,000 a day. Okay. Again, be realistic. I showed you a whole bunch of trades already. You should be done here probably. Even before this, you should be done. 200-300 a day. By the way, 200-300 a day is 4,000 to 6,000 a month. I'm just saying, with one account, and these prop firms today, they allow you to have like 20. So I'm just saying, okay? But this long is tremendous. I mean, just tremendous. Goes into a short. Here is a short. Another winning trade here. Eventually, there will be a losing trade somewhere. This is a first long winner. Short took some heat. Again, depending on your stop. Maybe you got stopped here. This one is a winner. Here is a first long. Again, I don't know where your stop is, but the system does not go bearish. The system does not go bearish. Your individual stops might be in different places. I don't even know how many trades we had so far here. 6, 7, 8. No losing trades. Look at this. Another example. This looks bearish, right? This looks bearish. Is this a retrace in real time? In real time. Is this a retracement on a bearish trend, or is this an outright reversal back to positive? The system recognizes this is an outright reversal, no short trade. No short trade. Another, look at this. I mean, this is beautiful. I just have to point this out. I'm sorry. Now, this looks very bullish. Again, go like this. This looks very bullish. Okay, I'm going to wait for a retracement to buy, right? That's the normal way of thinking. I'm going to wait for a retracement to buy. No long signal. The system, I don't know how, recognizes, no, this is not a retracement. This is a reversal. Here is a short. Now, let me say this also. Just the way I trade. Well, this was long. If there was a long signal here, there is no long signal, obviously. But I'm just want to explain this. If there was a long, I would take it, even though there were already long trades here. Why? This to me is a reset. Just the way I look at things. This is a reset because the system goes bearish. I would take the next long trade. It's just that no long trade came because the system recognizes this is not a retracement. This is a reversal, no long trades. Here is a short. Trade what? I don't know, 9? Look at this beast of a trade. And then a long. I mean, now, I would not take this long based on my own rules, right? This one is close enough to be below the dotted line. I'm not taking this. I would take this. This is above. This is fine. This is fine. Yes, it's a second signal, but it's the first, what I consider to be, for my rules, qualified signal. Here it is. And again, are we retracing or are we reversing? The system says we are reversing, no long trade. It was a short. I mean, you know, so this is not simply trading a moving average. This RK-Sys Platinum, this version 4, filters itself. How, I don't know. But again, I trade, I don't know the mechanics of things. But as you see, this is my total for all. I'm going to show you other markets. This is for all the markets. This is not to show off. This is to show you how much I missed. I missed most of the trades in all the charts that I had running because I can't focus because I'm doing too many things. This is an easily $1,000 day without even bending an eye. Here is a long. Now, this long, I would take this one, right? So to be honest, this is a long. I would have taken it, would not have taken this one, and this ends up being a losing trade. So we finally hit a losing trade, but look at the time. Look at the time, right? That's why I say I trade, for the most part, I'm done by 10:30 Eastern, 1 hour after the market opens, because eventually you will hit a losing trade. As amazing as this system is, you will hit a losing trade. And this here, this is the first signal. I would have taken this one if I was trading, and this is a losing trade. And then you take this short. Wow. Wow. Here is a long. This one is fine. Again, now I would never trade it this time, but I'm just kind of showing you everything here. Then there was this mess over here. I don't know, maybe enough for a scalp or a small loss because now there was a long trade here. So I guess a small loss and then a long trade where you make up your loss and then some. So I don't want to just focus on the NASDAQ, but this was the NASDAQ. And again, I believe the King Renko bar for this system is more accurate than other time frames, let's say. Okay, now let's look at some other charts. I don't want to just talk about the NASDAQ. I did promise other charts. Let's see, what do I have? The Russell. Well, people ask me about the Russell. Is my Russell friend here? There was always someone who asked me about the Russell. So the Russell. Here is 9:30, and there is an example of a trade that I would not take, right? The short is above the line. In my rules, I don't take this trade. Is it a winning trade? Heck yeah, for sure, a winning trade. And I would skip it. I would not take it. This I'm taking. Winning trade. Short, maybe enough for a scalp. I don't know. Again, you got to be realistic with the time frames you're working with. This should be something. Should be something. This trade, this one, I probably would take it. The bar is closing above, and this is a losing trade. So there you go, a losing trade. Followed by a short, which is just a beast. Look at this short from here. We can call this a loss, to be honest. And now here comes a short. And then a long. So there is a long, a nice long. The bar closes nicely above the dotted line, and there is a long. Now, I did not trade the Russell at all today. Just to be clear, I did not trade it, but I am showing you the signals. I don't even know what the system did on the Russell, but I'll show it to you. And again, you look at the time, you look how much you made already. You should have in your trading plan some kind of a daily goal. You absolutely must. Anyway, so another short that I would not take, but worked out beautifully. But again, just to be clear, so I'm consistent, I would not take the short because the bar closes above the dotted line. I would take this long for sure, and this one is beautiful. You see why, by the way, this is a good example, why I prefer the first signal as opposed to following signals. I did find in my research that second signals, third, fourth, fifth, the more signals there are in a given direction, the smaller the probability becomes that they will be winning trades. But the first one is there was a short, took some heat, but definitely gave you some kind of scalp. We're getting into a time I would not trade anymore. Again, keeping just we can look at signals, but just understand you hit lunchtime, it's just chop city. But again, enough to get you some scalps for sure. Enough. Wow, this is look at this. Yeah. And then a long. Now, would I take this long? Probably not. I would not take this long. I might have taken this one if I was trading at that time. Should be enough for a scalp. And beautiful short. I mean, amazing, amazing short. So that's the Russell. And let me show you the toughest market I know. I don't know why people the S&P. Now, S&P, I never understand why they advise new traders to start with the S&P. I think S&P is the toughest market there is. And I've been trading for a while. And in my room, I trade the S&P, but I trade it very differently. I simply trade it from level to level. I don't want to get into that though. Let's talk about RK system. So this is a bit pre-market, but a great long for the S&P. Um, then we get into typical S&P behavior. Now, unfortunately, there were no long signals here, and I was actually looking for a long because in my room I was looking for the market to firm on 09 and go toward 23. Again, I don't want to talk about it now. I was not looking for shorts, I was looking for longs. But there was a long here finally, and again, kind of enough. This is the S&P. If you can get 2 points, if you can get 2 points out of the S&P, you're a hero. So then a short again, gave you some scalp, but it's a tough market. I'm going to show it to you anyway because to me S&P is just uh, as long as you are satisfied with small targets, because S&P is such a back and forth kind of market until it decides to go. Once it decides to go, there is a short, and it's going to go, and then the long. So, as again, tough market, but RK System Platinum handles what I consider to be the toughest market. I don't know why new traders love this market. I think other markets are much easier to work with. Okay, I wanted to show gold. Where's my gold? What's this? Gold. All right, gold. So gold is another one that could be very slow moving and not much there kind of deal. Um, but so this is so I don't know if you would trade this. Gold opens earlier, obviously than the stock indices, but just I mean, great stuff, great stuff. Again, I would prefer the first one. You can see subsequent long signals uh, worked fine. I just prefer the first. I mean, look at that. What's interesting, and I'm going to just bring this point again. Again, when this happens in real time, right? So this happens in real time. You look back, if you had to just, even without any indicators, you would say, this is a market that's trending up. Overall, this is a market that's trending up. Okay, I'm waiting for a pullback, right? You're waiting for a pullback. Great pullback. But the system says that's not a pullback, that's a reversal. No long trade. No long trade. This is a reversal. And look how right it is. There is a short. Took a little bit of heat, but tremendous. And then end of the day. And again, toward the end of the day, no short signal. This looks like a reversal. And of course it is probably. Um, But yeah, this is gold. But right, this is a sim account. I just want you to this is a sim account I was experimenting with. Um, this is the PA account. Okay. So okay, I want to show oil. Oil. 1 minute. CL, CL, CL. Where's my CL? Okay, I'll get it. Hold on, I'll get it. So P. This is the Russell. What's this? CL. Here we go. CL. Okay. CL. So 9 o'clock, boom, you're done. Good night. I mean, you you get your $100, you are done. Here is a short. You see that? With the bar closing above the dotted line. I do not take this. Another example why, all things being equal, these signals have a lower probability of success. I still think they are over 50%, but I don't think they are as high as these kind of trades. Just from my research. Here is a long, took some heat, right? You can say, but why not take this one? Well, because can we talk about real time? In real time, here you are, you don't know what's going to happen. You have no idea if price is going to come down or just shoot like a bazooka up there, right? Yeah, so there was a better entry. At the time, you don't know that. It's fantasy to think that when this happens, you say to yourself, I'm not going to take this trade because there's going to be a better entry. You know, if you if you want to think in those terms, that's fine. But I'm here to present reality, not fantasy. But I mean, just just long, just long. Um, yeah. So I think I forgot a whole bunch of things. Okay, we will get to the question and answer, but now I do want to present the deal, the offer from NINZA before we um, get to questions. Okay, this is a $24.96 product. There is a lot of research and time and coding that went into this. As you saw, this is not some moving average. This is way beyond moving average. And again, if you could focus, unlike me, if you could focus on the charts, I missed definitely more than half of the trades, way more than half of the trades that were available. They're giving, but only 15, say copies, 15 licenses. They're giving 15 licenses at $13.96. So, I mean, this is an $1,100 break. This is the coupon. And they will throw EOB. I didn't even see that before. They're throwing in EOB ordering as a bonus, really? Wow. So they will throw EOB ordering, which by itself is 596, as part of the deal. For those of you who don't know, I should have, okay, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to see if I can find a chart with EOB ordering on it, because I don't want to look too much right now, but well, for those of you who are not familiar, EOB ordering basically replaces your chart trader. And it's so much better than a chart trader because it allows you to, for example, click on short upon bar close to the downside, and a trade will fire only if there is a bar closes down. It has a lot of functions. You can choose, of course, your ATM, number of contracts, if you want to enter at market or limit order, all that stuff. It is a great tool, not only for RK System Platinum, for anything. EOB ordering is a great trading tool. I have it. I just can't find it on any of the charts here. But it's, yeah, so they basically are throwing it as part of the package. Wow. Uh, that's amazing. Or equivalent gift. So look at that. So in other words, if I'm understanding this right, what they're saying is if you already have it, let's say, they're going to give you an equivalent gift for this amount. That is quite something. You, of course, can share the coupons, and yeah, contact them for anything. If there is any issues, one of the first times, a time I did a webinar, so many people went to the website crashed. So I have nothing to do with that. Again, I am not a tech person. Uh, any issues with anything, they respond quickly. Remember, they are based in Asia, so there's like 12 hours of difference between where I am and where they are, but they will respond as soon as they get to the office. So, yeah, this is a tremendous deal, which is why they're only offering 15 licenses. Normally, when I do a webinar, they allow as many as 35. This time it's only 15. Here is what I'll say, and I can't make any promises, but if you try to purchase and you're not one of the 15, let's say, drop me an email. I can't promise, obviously, but I'll see what I can do to try and help you out. Um, it's just the reason it's so few is because it's such a deal. Okay, I will get to questions. Give me just 1 minute. I'm going to get a quick drink of water, and I will be right back. Okay, so let's once again talk about, oops, sorry about that. Let's talk about, the question was, how do you know which is the best signal and settings? In trading, we do not use such words as no. I do not know. I do not know. It's just that based on my experience, I can share with you that the first signal is overall, probability wise, is the best. That's what I go for. If I miss it, which I often do, today, as I said, I missed a lot of signals. I missed the first signal. Now I sit back. Was the first one profitable? Sure. I mean, the second one, was that profitable? Sure. But again, it's very easy to say hindsight, right? What about this? You don't know. I'm looking and I missed it. You know what? I sit back. I don't need to trade all the time. I just wait for the next one, which would be like this one. Now, this is the end of the day. I'm not saying I would trade this, but just as an example. Now, settings. I don't even think I changed anything here. I can tell you, again, when it comes to settings, when it comes to brick size, it's just a matter of you downloading days, and it doesn't have to be a lot. No more than 4. It's really 2 or 3 is enough. And start playing with the brick size and the settings and try to come up, well, no, not come up. Try to get to a situation where you see about 70 to 75% win rate. Again, you're not going to see 100% with anything. But I think I showed you today here that you can be way more than 60, 70%, even during times when I wouldn't trade. But again, first signal is the best. Is the second one good? Yeah, of course, obviously. But in my trading rules for this system, as well as some others, I like the first signal in a sequence. Is it a pullback to an EMA? It's not just a pullback. That would make it way too simple. Because again, if it's just a pullback, why isn't this, for example, a long? This system has a way of identifying reversals as opposed to just pullbacks. Otherwise, all it is just moving averages. And my whole point today is to show you it's not just moving averages. There is a lot more that goes here besides the moving averages. There are moving averages here. Don't misunderstand me. Again, let's take a look. There are moving averages here, but it's the way that they are able to filter vertically and horizontally that makes this system a lot more than simple moving averages, crossover and whatnot. This is a lot more sophisticated than that. 1 minute. Okay, yeah, so the dotted line is indeed an EMA. Another question is, can I show losing trades? I think I did show losing trades, but let's take a look. It's not easy to find, but hold on. We're going to find losing trades. We're going to find losing trades somewhere. Yeah. I'm not sure. They are losing trades. They are losing. Okay, so this, for example, okay, good. Here. This is a losing trade. I don't think there is enough here for a scalp. This is a losing trade. Again, I'm telling you, take a look at the time. Take a look at the time. But you wanted to see a losing trade. I'm showing you a losing trade. By the way, again, kind of going back to why it's not just moving average. If it's just moving average, maybe this should have been a long. But it's a reversal, not a pullback, and the system sees that. But regardless, this here is a losing trade, followed by a long trade, which is a winning trade. But they're losing trades. Maybe I can find some more. Winning, winning, winning. By the way, as far as maybe there are more losing trades, depending on what is it that you're looking for. For example, if you tell me I'm looking to get 40 NASDAQ points, well, then this is a losing trade because you did not get 40 points here. And then this, you didn't get 40 points. So to say losing trades, winning trades, based on what? Based on what kind of a stop loss? Based on what kind of a target? In this time frame for the NASDAQ, when I'm scalping, and you saw it in my video, I target like 5 points. So 5 points, I get 5 points here for sure. I get 5 points here for sure. But if you're targeting more, then maybe you can have a lot of losing trades. I mean, so that's another part of this equation. No, so okay, so the brick size. Brick size for the NASDAQ would be different than RTY. I think RTY is 9.3. The Russell would be different than the NASDAQ because the NASDAQ is a much more violent of an animal. You need a larger brick size for the NASDAQ, at least for me. Now, what do I mean for me? Because I'm looking for about 5 points, on the NASDAQ. Let's say you're looking only for 1.5 points. I'm just making it up. You could get away with a smaller brick size, but you would need to really be on top of your game as far as entering those trades. As far as automation, I actually here have the older version of RK-Sys Platinum. This one cannot be automated, I don't think. But in my trading group, actually, someone owns RK-Sys Platinum, and they can automate it, but using a third-party software. Because they have a newer version than I do. All the trading I've done was manual, by the way. This is all manual, and the trading that you saw me take in the past couple of videos with RK-Sys, those were manual trading as well, not automation. But understand again, this does not come with automation. I want to make it clear. If you're looking to automate, let's say, the newer versions, you would need third-party software for that. And since it's not part of NINZA Co., I really cannot be talking about that company here, but you would need software to automate the signals. So as far as I know, this is not an HMO cloud. if I'm pronouncing it right even, but I'm not familiar with that cloud, so I shouldn't say. I don't think that's what this is, but I'm not sure. These are swings. These are just, I don't know if you're familiar with, ABC 1, 2, 3, but basically it's just kind of 1 to 2 to 3, and then you kind of you can trade these, but that's a whole different uh, webinar, and I think there is a better explanation to what these are in the manual that I think comes with this package. But this is part of the system, and there is a way to trade it, believe it or not. I just much rather stick with the actual signals. Because maybe not everyone is familiar with this. It would just take too long to explain. But this is just an extra benefit. If you know how to trade these, you can. Okay, so EOB ordering is a tool that helps you enter trades. It basically replaces your chart trader. You can set it up to number of contracts you wanna trade, limit or market order, a template, ATM, but more importantly, it has options such as, for example, if this bar closes up, you want to buy. Let's say it's here. Let's say this bar is forming, right? And you want to buy on bar close to the upside. You can click in EOB ordering, buy upon bar closing to the upside, and it will fire a trade. So it's like semi-automation. It will fire along when this bar closes up. If it does not close up, there is no long trade. It will just wait. It is a great tool. Again, not only for this system, but almost for anything. Very helpful, especially with fast markets like the NASDAQ. Open the settings to see if they use plots. So now you're using a language that I don't understand, but you obviously know what you are asking. So these are the settings. So take a look and let me know if it's anything that you can use. So there are plots. So this is what you're talking about? I don't know. So there are plots. And again, I was told by a group member of mine that has RK system, the latest version, that it could be automated. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Let's see. Okay, my rules are again long only if, well, obviously a signal has to appear, but the bar closes above the line for a long. I do not take longs if a long fires, let's say here, and the bar closes below this line. Vice versa for a short. I don't take a short. I don't see an example now here, but we saw some examples where there was a short above the line. I think it happened in the Russell, which, by the way, worked out anyway. But we did see some examples where a long below or a short above simply was not a profitable signal. I stay away from those. So again, let me now go to, because people are asking. Okay, so this is the deal. This is the coupon code. Then I guess you can via magic scan this and be able to to get the deal. Again, only 15 if you try to purchase and you're not one of the 15, email me. I can't promise that I'll be able to help you, but I'll try to reach out to NINZA and let's see. But yeah, they're not giving out a lot because of the kind of deal it is, especially when they're throwing this. This is makes it pretty ridiculous deal, really, together with this or equivalent gift. I mean, that's just terrific. Let's see if there are any other questions. Okay, so again, kind of the numbers just have to do with swings, but I just don't want to get into it now because I will not be able to give you a full explanation as time is running out. And this is kind of a webinar all by itself. I might do another webinar just focusing on this, because if you know what to look for, you don't necessarily need to wait for a signal. I just wanted this webinar to focus on actual signals. But if you understand what to look for example, maybe you would have taken a long here. These swings that are identified by this system are very effective on their own, but it's a bit of a different thing. You can see it's not an official signal, so that's why I don't want to confuse anyone and start expanding to that. I much rather just show at this point simply the actual signals. This, right? So this is the signal. So that's easy enough to see, easy enough to understand. There is an arrow up and you're going long, and that's it. Let's see if there's anything else. Okay, question about Cosmic Z. How is it different? It is just a different setup. Actually, in my room, I ran an experiment when I had them side by side, Cosmic and RK System. And sometimes RK System would have a signal when Cosmic did not have a signal. And sometimes they would have a signal together. But to answer your question, it's just a completely different system. It's a bit difficult to compare it. Now, they're identical in the sense that, no, I shouldn't say identical. They're the same types of systems because they're trend-based, right? So both have the idea of identifying a trend and then waiting for a pullback. So they both have that, but it is a different code. Overall, probably one of the most impressive things about the RK-Sys Platinum is its ability with a fairly high degree of probability to differentiate between a pullback and an outright reversal. So Cosmic doesn't really have that part. But again, though, a bit difficult to compare. Sumo, I think, is completely different. I did not do that much work with Sumo, but I did do some. Sumo is all pullback based, but Sumo really cannot identify, I don't believe, a difference between a pullback and an outright reversal. You see here, why isn't there a long over here? Why isn't there a long? Now, I don't know if Sumo would have a long here. I have no idea. But this, if no one told you, you would say a bar reversing up here, this is a long. We are trending up, but no long. Instead, there is a short. So that is unique. You don't see that too much. And again, I know nothing about coding, so I won't pretend to understand that. Other than the fact that, again, kind of looking at it, you see this being broken. I think that's what decides. You see this? That's why these are important when you really learn to work with them. Once this breaks, I think that's what starts to tell the system that maybe this is not a pullback. Maybe we're going to have a reversal. I'm not sure what is a one-on-one RR. So maybe if you can explain, do you mean like a one-on-one mentoring or a one-on-one? I'm not sure what RR means, but yes, this system, I forgot to mention that. Thank you. This system talks to you. So I actually have it disabled because I had 7 charts running, but it actually tells you, for example, NASDAQ sell signal 1. Right here, it would say sell signal 1. And I would know that there was a short in the NASDAQ. It's the first signal, but I had it all disabled because I'm running a room and because I had 7 charts, which is probably a big reason why I missed on so many trades. Again, this to me is not bragging. This to me is showing you how poorly I did because I missed most of the trades. Most of the trades were missed by me. So yes, there is an alert that tells you that a signal is there, and then it will count them. Signal 1, signal 2, signal 3. It would say all that. Not before. Okay, so when do you see the signal? When the bar is closed. When the bar closes, and again there would be an alert saying sell signal 1, and then there is a short. Yeah. So it doesn't appear intra-bar. I don't believe. You know what? I'm saying stuff. I'm pretty sure you do not see the arrow before the bar is complete. I think once the bar is complete, that's when you see the arrow. The best markets to trade, I would definitely say the NASDAQ. Now, again, when you ask such a question, it's a very personal thing, right? So I'm going to give you my opinion. The NASDAQ. I can tell you, for example, crude. Crude is a very directional market very often, and it's great for this kind of system. So the NASDAQ, I think crude is fine. I would be careful with the S&P, not only in general, guys. With with S&P, you really need to know your stuff, I believe. S&P is a tough market to figure out. Crude tends to be directional, and so I think crude is okay. I think NASDAQ is great. Gold is not bad. Gold is not going to give you too many signals. The Russell could be fine, you know. Um, Lately 6E kind of died. It's not moving at all. So right now, just kind of stay away from 6E. I don't know what happened to the euro. It used to move beautifully and now just kind of stopped. So I would say crude, NASDAQ, probably the two best ones, maybe followed by the YM, maybe followed by the Russell. I think these are good. Again, request to see this. Why no money back guarantee? Yeah, I am not NINZA. I don't make policy. This is a good question to ask them. I don't deal with policy. So this is the best question I can give you. Reach out to their support and ask them why no money back guarantee. So again, a question about signals. And again, all I can say is the first one. I I I believe again, just from my research, the first ones tend to be the best. Again, plenty of examples where second ones are also good, but I kind of find the first ones to be the best. That's what I was talking about earlier, by the way, when bar closes kind of below. You see this bar closes below the the dotted line for for a long, and to me, I stay away from these kind of trades. I just found over time that they're not as good as something like this. And again, I'm going to bring up the point: trading times. Trading is don't just keep trading. Pick your times. The best time, like the first hour. The first hour. You can get plenty of quick $100 bills first hour, you know. Um, and and once you get kind of into 11, 11:30, 12, it's not that the signals are necessarily bad, but you get into a lot choppier kind of an environment. So, and again, you should have a trading plan. You should have a daily goal. You reach whatever, 100, 200, 300, stop. Because if you want to find the losing trade, you will find the losing trade. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Don't just keep on trading. Let's see what else. Yeah, why didn't I upgrade my RK system? Excellent question, because I'm doing too many things. I have no excuse. I should have. Um, I I didn't. I don't even want to tell you. I still have an old version of NT8. I don't have the latest version of NT8. I'm so swamped with everything. Yeah, so I don't have the latest version of RK system. King's Renko bars are available in um, uh, through NINZA, of course. I don't know how much they are, maybe around 200. But again, remember with this deal, I mean, they're giving you like this or equivalent. So you can purchase, it looks like what they're saying is with this amazing price, you would just get the King Renko bar. Don't quote me on this one, please. This is my understanding. But get in touch with them. Get in touch with their support, and they will give you a clearer explanation. Again, I do not make policy. I do not come up with these offers. This is all through NINZA. If there is a delay, so I'm going to try, and I think I know what you mean. This was all real time. This is all real time, right? So this is not market replay or anything. There is no delay. As soon as the bar closes and it's a qualified bar, you see the arrow, and the software does talk to you. It tells you it would say here NQ long signal one, and so this happens in real time. None of this repaints. I don't know if I made that point. These signals do not repaint. Once it happens in real time, they stay. They do not change. They don't go to a better location. No, these do not repaint. The signals are the signals. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The signals are the signals. They don't just disappear or move or anything else. So that's that. Let's see. Again, SolarWind is a very different system. Hard for me to compare it to this. I really can't compare it. I guess it's so different. Um, Risk to reward, again, that's very individual. I mean, I don't know your trading plan. As far as, I mean, I would definitely say on a small time frame, which for Nasdaq this is, yes, you could possibly get 20 points, okay? But to consistently try and get 20 points, I think is not realistic. I think you should if you want to try and stay in trades, then maybe come up with, like, if you trade two contracts, take something off at 5 points, let's say, maybe bring your stop to break even. I don't know, but this is very individual. I really cannot answer that because I don't know what your goals are. I can say that I achieved this by targeting between $60 and $100 um, per signal in different markets. So that's what I can say about that. So for me, it's fine. I'll take a whole bunch of $60 to $100 trades. Some people don't like that. Some people want to stay in for 30, 40 points. That's fine. Um, I just think you might need a different time frame because while this is a beautiful run up, right, there was also this, where if you were looking for a big move, you didn't get it, and now you allowed the winning trade to become a losing trade, right? And now again this. So I believe in smaller time frames. You have to be realistic as to what is it that you are targeting. Yeah, so to upgrade is fairly simple. It's once you purchase it, it's in your download, right? On the NINZA page in the customer zone. It's there. You just have to upgrade to the latest version there. I just didn't do that. But again, I wasn't looking to automate it anyway. Um, so it's fine. I mean, the way it is, it's fine. It's version 4. It's just I guess I didn't even know, to be honest, until someone in my group pointed it out that they actually have something more recent than what I have. Um, but this is still, I mean, even this older version is doing fine. But obviously, you want to upgrade to the latest one. All right, I think I'm going to stop here. I have to stop here. Again, if I did not answer a question, you can reach me at here. Okay, so I'll go day trading at yahoo.com. Just ask me if I somehow missed your question. You can visit my website. You can visit my Discord group. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for attending. I hope you'll be able to get this offer. Again, if you're kind of late, if you weren't one of the 15, just email me. Once again, I can't promise, but I will do my best. So thank you for attending today. And there will be another webinar coming soon, I am sure. Thank you. See you next time.